Do your DD. It's your due diligence. We're looking at flying cars, Archer aircrafts. So when you look at Archer's aircraft, Fiat Chrysler has entered into a definitive agreement with air mobility company Archer. Low-cost supply chain. When you look at Fiat Chrysler and a merger of a company where one can take advantage of another in their position. Morgan Stanley has said the autonomous urban aircraft market may be worth $1.5 trillion by 2040. Mark Lore, Walmart's e-commerce chief and founder of Jet.com, is Archer's largest investor. How much will it cost to fly in Archer's future air taxi? Just $3 to $4 per mile. Archer in February announced its intentions to merge with Atlas. At the time, Archer pegged its enterprise value at $2.7 billion, which led me to look up things and type in Atlas. When you look with air taxi service slated to begin in LA and Miami in 2024, which is just around the corner in 2 years. When I typed in Atlas, I ended up getting Atlas Corp, and it took me to ATCO. When I checked out ATCO, this company ATCO, when you go to ATCO, earnings date November 8th to November 12th. Forward dividend and yield. Market cap $3.56 billion. 52-week range. 8 to 16. Public float at 76 million. So I checked out Atlas Corp. There's two main portfolio companies. When I looked at those, the two main portfolio companies for Atlas Corp was Seaspan Corporation and APR Energy Limited. When you look at the maritime sector, energy sector, ATCO, I started to dissect them. When I looked at the ATCO company, Atlas Corp, when I looked at them, you can see where I wouldn't expect them to fall below that $13 mark too far. You've seen last October where they were to this October, so you almost have about a $4 fluctuation. I would expect going into 22, in the next year they're going to fluctuate, stay up $4 and probably go to that $18 to $20 mark. They've been on an incline, and right now they're in a position where they're definitely going back and beating pre-pandemic levels. And I put a bowl in here where they kind of went through here, and I can see them going through another bowl pattern over the next couple months and continuing to build this climb up. As you go through and look at them and dissect them farther, you can almost break down where on July 19th they're at 1263, but it seems like mid-month seems to be their low point going in their graphs. So they are at 1442, and they may drop down a little bit, but I wouldn't expect them to go below 13. But by the end of the month, I could see them being back up above that 1639 mark going into November for earnings. When I looked at ATCO, October 4th, 2021, was showing their lowest point at 1420. So even on a drop, they're not dropping too far down, and it's not a huge dramatic decline. This is showing the back to pre-pandemic levels, They've surpassed where they were pre-pandemic wise in numbers, and they've completed a trajectory to go forward and upward and continue their climb tremendously. In my opinion, if you look at going by 2 years, going back to 2015, 2017, 2019, 2021, you look towards 2023, I definitely think, in my opinion, this could be a $25 stock. Right now, I would put them as a buy now, and then above 25, I put them on a hold to see what they do. I think that they're rebounding, and during this rebound right now, buying between this $14 and $20 mark gives you a good buy-in. It's all about your key entry point. If you go back to 2017 and look, and then where they went towards 2021, they're back on an incline like they were back in 2009. So I could definitely see them heading back up towards 2023, maybe a drop down, and then shoot back up in 2024. C-SPAN's fleet, 127 container ships. When you look at APR, largest mobile gas turbine fleet owner. So when I evaluate global leaders and companies that can go to the top, ATCO is one on my list that I'm going to start watching. This is a new one that I've came across, one that I've not heard talked about, but it's one, there's so many companies out there. This is where your research and one thing leads to another. So check out atlascorporation.com. It also led me to ACLLF on OTC markets. ATCO Ltd. I checked them out. When you look at ACLLF, they're at a 33.12. Going back, you can see where mid-month they have their lower peaks. As they rebounded going through the end of the month into October, they've came to a rise back up. I would say that they're probably going to shoot and stay above that 32.74 mark. ACLLF, I could definitely see rise in the future between that 35 to 38 mark and then continue to climb up. And they're going to have to go through a fluctuation of climbing and falling, so it's all about entry point. When I look at entry points, where they are, I would say that if you're entering between the 31 and 35 mark, you'll probably be doing pretty good with this company. With ACLLF, I think by 2022, you could definitely see them be that $43 stock. I could put in a square that peak where in 2013 they did well. In 2010 they came out. But since 2015 they've came across, and their low seems to kind of almost get higher each time they have a low. And they have some pretty high peaks when they shoot up, but then they'll have a dramatic drop. I would say that this stock could possibly go to 43, then drop back down towards 35. It's all about the potential rebounds and where you can see money being made, and that led me back to that global leader. It's research, mindset's key. It's the time and truth. I'm only responsible for what I say, not for what you understand. Invest in yourself. It's true wealth. I'm a blue-collar worker just trying to pay information forward and research so people can go and do more research on top of what they hear from a YouTube video. Don't base all your information off a YouTube video. Base it off your instinct. Base it off your knowledge. Base it off your investment in your time in yourself to understand what you need to understand and what you're investing in. I'm not a stockbroker. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to pay DD forward. As you do that and you look at the company ATCO, you look at their earning week showing between November 8th to November 12th. That gives you a month to watch their graph and look at where you can find a key entry point as far as investing. Hope this information helps.